Welcome back to This is the S Word. S stands for stigma. And we're lucky today to have Mr. Charles Laird of Four Houses Realty. And Charles and I think in one of the last segments with Coach's Corner, we talked about having 2 degrees of separation. Charles and I are a real example of that. But one of the ways that we are only separated by 2 degrees is for our work in and around the mental health and SUD realm and field. And I wanted to have Charles on the show today to talk about a couple of different things, because guess what? If you don't have stable housing, if you don't have a stable community, if you don't have a stable, if you don't have stable finances, right, then there is an opportunity for either an acute or a chronic mental health, or traumatic situation.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to say thank you for being and coming on the show.
Oh, thank
and
you
thank you for all you do. Tell us a little bit about Four Houses and all the good stuff you do.
Well, thank you again for allowing me to be here, and I'm just really grateful to be here. I have Four Houses Realty actually was born in my bedroom. And it was a situation where I was working with another real estate company and decided that I wanted to branch out on my own. I am in recovery and I have some wreckage. So I'm a recovering addict and I've got some issues with child support and stuff like that I had to clear up. And I wasn't going to be able to do that working for somebody else.
Wow.
And so having, working with another broker, I had to give them the equivalent of what my child support was. And so it didn't make sense to me, and I knew more than that person knew. So I decided to take a risk.
I never realized that about your having to be in that circumstance.
Yeah. It was one of those situations that actually I think it really forged my character, because I had so much fear about going out on my own and starting a business that's 100% commission on my own. And then I got the friend of the court like breathing down my neck. So there was a little bit more incentive to be successful, but at the same time, it kind of put me in a position where I had to spread my wings and have some faith in myself and some confidence in my faith and a confidence in myself. And so I decided to start the company, man. And it was scary and exciting at the same time. But that was in 2009. So
wow.
And so our office is over here in Birmingham now. Huh?
That time has flown by.
Yeah.
So it's you touched on something there briefly that I want you to really kind of develop for me.
Okay.
Because in Coach's Corner, we talked a little bit about the 8 dimensions of wellness, and I couldn't recite them, so don't ask me to.
I was just going to ask you what that is.
But I know that there are, like he talked about, different parts of a human being, right? And clearly, you got to have stable housing, and that's one of the things that you're deeply involved in.
Yeah.
But also, guess what? If you don't have your home life is not good in terms of your relationship management. How about this? In terms of, you talked about the legal system. If you got legal issues, all of those things kind of contribute, or at least in what you just described, it helped contribute to some trauma that was going on for you that you had to extinguish and really step out on faith to start Four Houses. Can you talk a little bit or develop that some?
Yeah, absolutely. And to tie it back into the stigma piece, right?
Yes.
I think so much of it comes from having to get past that stigma, because if I can't get honest about my situation with somebody, I'm not going to get any help. And so, and there's a lot of shame with, it's so interesting. I was thinking about it while you guys were talking that, if somebody has a problem dribbling with their left, right? It seems like it's not that much of a stigma to go to your coach and say, hey, can you help me develop my left? But when you have a situation going on with like addiction and things like that, and you got personal traumas that might spill over into your home life, like maybe some abuse, or maybe whether it's drug abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, those things come with a certain level of shame. And that shame is embarrassment, and again, it becomes a secret. And so the stigma behind that is now I can't talk about it because you're going to judge me, you're going to laugh at me, things of that nature. And so it becomes a secret and it never gets dealt with. But when I got into the 12-step program, part of what I had to do is I had to admit first that I had an issue.
Yes.
That admittance, being able to admit that to somebody and not have them laugh at me or walk out the room or something like that, gave me the courage to be able to practice that same principle with finances, with around bankruptcy, around fear into the court. It gave me the freedom to be able to talk about these things, and when I can talk about them, I can get help.
And I wonder, this is almost a rhetorical question for you, right? But if that freedom, right, having that freedom also gave you the bandwidth. Now you don't have that baggage as much anymore, and now you have this big, gigantic lane to have success. And you've had a lot of success. So let's talk about the good stuff, because that precipitated into what?
Yeah. So I've had a lot of success, you know, and
look at the smile.
Yeah, it's so much, man. Like it started when, you know, just having your kids call you and wish you happy Father's Day. You know, having that first call to wish you happy Father's Day. But then that's just the beginning of it, because everything starts from the inside. You start to have self-respect. You start to believe in yourself. And then the financial stuff comes, you know, because everything that's inside manifests outward, you know. So you start having new cars and stuff like that. So I just got a new ride. So I'm still in love with it, by the way.
I saw it in the lot.
Still in love with it. But yeah, I'm branching out. I've got an office here in Birmingham, but getting ready to open up another office in Orange County, California, real estate company, and things have been going good.
And all of that out of your bedroom.
And all of it literally out of the bedroom and out of the basement. And out of the bedroom here, you know what I mean? Because you know, and so and it's been so good, man. It's been so good.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Yeah. So you know, we talk a lot about on youth sports trauma. You know, we are the sports marketing agency, so a lot of times we try to keep sports the main thing, right? So it's not really sports that is the main thing. It's our top line mission to destigmatize mental health and substance use disorder. But we use those unconventional bridges like sports and entertainment to get there. But another pillar of that is also investment management, wealth management, and kind of having that pillar of your life be strong. Can you just touch on that just a little bit?
Absolutely. And again, it comes back to the stigma. You know, again, the secrecy of things, right? Like, who wants to reveal like what their credit score is? You know, so if you can't get past the stigma to be able to have those kind of honest, authentic conversations about where we are with our finances, then we're never going to get the help that we need. We went through a lot of you know that we went through a recession and a housing market crash back in 2008. There were so many people who just never said anything. They got foreclosure notices and never said anything. They just didn't want people to help them, and they end up just walking away from their houses, which is the worst thing you could have done in that time, especially when you had help available. So what we try to teach people right now is the importance of being able to get, you can go to Credit Karma and stuff like that, and you can get a credit score. But as a mortgage company has a lot of different scoring models that they use. And so a lot of people don't know that. They'll go to Credit Karma and they get I got a 780 credit score. Yeah, that's in model 11. However, a mortgage company is looking at model 3. And so now you got this Credit Karma credit score that won't help you at all. So if you're looking at, and this is what we teach our clients, you know, because everybody can't afford a home, you know, so or they can't qualify. So we tell them, hey, you got to have a mortgage company in your pocket as well as a credit repair company, and have them work in tandem with each other to help get that piece together. And then once you get that piece together, it's like everything else is kind of like flows from there. But
because that's a level of freedom too, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When you have that piece, again, everything, you know, a friend of mine once said the greatest crime is when a person steals from himself and not even realize anything's missing. And when you have that piece, that's that dark corner in your life that's not being exposed to the light, whether it's your credit, whatever it is, that financial piece, then yeah, you die a little bit in that area. So it's some freedom to be able to come from behind that.
Nice. Yeah. And just touch on, if you would, really quick, you had mentioned to me prior to our coming on the set, what kind of things are you doing in the community with some of your peer group?
Yeah, so one of the things that the principles that we started under was attraction rather than promotion, and unconditional love and selfless service. And so what we try to do is, and again, these are principles from the 12 steps.
Right.
And so basically, properly speaking, they're universal principles. We just kind of, you know, we embody them in the 12 steps. And so we try to incorporate that in our business. And so that business requires that we reach out to our community, right? We reach out and it just so happens that I know a lot of people in the recovery community, so we offer our services along with some other perks that are special for people in that community. So we do a lot with the recovery community here.
Wow. Hey, can you share with everybody a way to get in touch with Four Houses?
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach us either by the web. Our web address is www.fourhousesrealty.com, and that's the number 4. Houses is plural, realty, REALTY.com. Or you can reach me directly at area code 248-431-0544, and we'll be happy to have a conversation with you. We tell all our people, hey, don't let the mortgage rate scare you. There's a way around everything, and that's why we're here.
That's excellent, man. And you know what? I'm also going to, steal that information from you and share it with our friends at places like Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network.
Absolutely.
For those, somebody might be struggling, man, and maybe, Four Houses can do, maybe that one spark will get them to have a bedroom thought to create their own business or to do something big for themselves like you've done over the past, 10 or 15 years. So we're really thankful for you, and we're thankful for your time here today.
Thank you.
We want to have you back to go into more discussions about how people can become financially free, and that opens up the lane for them to be free on some other issues as well.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we're thankful for you.
I'll
Super
be
thankful
honored.
for you.
Yeah, thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, brother.